The Lakers signed Carmelo Anthony. He is 37 years old. He's an 18-year veteran. It is a one-year deal. We assume it's for the vet minimum, which he has played for over the last 2 seasons in Portland. They obviously signed Russell Westbrook as well. So, Bart, I'll start with you. Reaction to the Banana Boat Boys teaming up in Los Angeles.
The AARP squad.
Oh!
Listen, nothing to see here, right? See, you either die the hero or stay around long enough to see yourself become the villain. I think this Laker team is going to be perceived as some villains. Like, it's like the who's who of, like, the 90s, like the best of the 90s show, the best of the early 2000s show. This reminds me when the Lakers ganged up against my Pistons and Gary Payton was ring chasing. Karl Malone was trying to deliver mail at Hollywood. There's nothing to see here. I don't see how all these old-ass dudes is going to make it through the entire season. Who's going to be the quarter horse other than Westbrook? Who's going to keep running with these guys every day? Kendrick Nunn, maybe. Malik Nunn. I'm not worried about it. I think I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan. I wasn't before the show.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of load management this season as we talk about those guys getting up there in age.
Yeah, a lot of Metamucil.
But from a front office standpoint, Mike, you know LeBron and Melo, they're tight, they're boys. And you're starting to see this, right? Guys teaming up with guys that they like, friends. How do you handle that from a front office standpoint?
It's an opportunity. If a guy like Bart and someone trust and respect can make you better, you want that information. And if LeBron James knows these guys and you could get something out of them, why not? Now, I would have a big concern about someone like Carmelo Anthony. Are you paying him for something he's going to do or what he's done? Like, we've made that mistake before, so that's something you got to be really careful of. But when you have guys that you trust, the locker room is a great check and balance. When you make a mistake, when you have an opportunity, they're going to see things you can never see. So I think, obviously, in a situation like this where LeBron has so much juice, like, he's going to be the number one recruiter, obviously, with the mystique of the whole franchise. And, obviously, Jen, you're tying this back to Aaron Rodgers. In my opinion, why wouldn't you use Aaron Rodgers as a resource to say, hey, what do you think about these receivers? And by the way, when we cut the receiver you wanted, we cut him because of special teams, but at least give him the answer to what you're doing. He is owed that. So I think there are some parallels here, but clearly going back to the Lakers, the number one thing that they're selling is an opportunity to win a championship in L.A. with LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron clearly has a little bit of autonomy there. They're giving him power to make some personnel decisions, and he's been doing that for a long time in his career. It's part of the reason why guys like Aaron Rodgers, to your point, want a little more input in the roster in the NFL, and teams have to decide if they want to go that direction. Now, they also signed Kendrick Nunn to a 2-year, $10 million deal. Malik Monk, another guy that you saw them bring in, and Taylor Horton-Tucker, who's expected to have a bigger role this year. So clearly, they are adding minimum guys who want to win a championship. Bart, can they?
I don't know. I'm still looking at where the outside shooting is going to come from. We saw that, the Nets kind of leveled up by getting Patty Mills. They got more of a live older guy, a live veteran. These guys look dead. These guys are old, man. Carmelo's done a good job in accepting his role, coming off the bench, being a sixth man and trying to get some scoring. We know he's a walking bucket and he can really, stretch a court, with his three, but also he's a guy that can play as a big man and take you down low. I just don't see these guys staying healthy. You talk about load management, Marc Gasol. The one signing that I'm the most excited about is Dwight Howard because it allows Anthony Davis to play power forward. We all heard the stories about how he hates playing center. I just don't know if this is going to be enough. I don't know if you can hope that everything goes right. Trevor Ariza, like he was once a great wing defender, he's kind of lost a step. Marc Gasol is long in the tooth. Dwight Howard is, trying to be Dennis Rodman. I just don't know with Russell Brick. I don't know.
Russell Westbrook.
I don't know with Russell Westbrook. I don't know if it's enough shooting. I don't know if it's enough space or enough balls. But they'll make it happen. And listen, they're veterans. They'll be right there. But really what this is about load management for me, for Anthony Davis, because he's the one that you worry about. Everybody else, okay, whatever. They're not that important. They play a particular role. LeBron James needs Anthony Davis to have a full season, healthy, and needs him to carry him because at this point, much like Shaq was when he went to Miami, you need a guy like Flash to kind of be the young energy and enthusiasm and be able to set it on the day-to-day. All these players are great, and they can be great at certain nights. You just can't expect them to be all great the same night.
It's interesting about, like, you talk about their bigs like Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, Gasol. Like, are they built more for a team to play in the bubble in an abbreviated season? Because we saw what happened when Anthony Davis got hurt. So to me, like, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to fill out their roster on these one-year deals, but can they sustain it, Jen, as you said, over a long season? So I like them in a shortened season. Ironically, I think they really are more built for the bubble. Can some of these older bigs make it the whole way?
Yeah, and Carmelo Anthony obviously has morphed his game. You mentioned it, Bart, obviously coming off the bench a little bit, being a serviceable guy there. I'm more interested, as you said, in how LeBron and Westbrook coexist. I saw a meme on Twitter yesterday of two dogs walking down the street, and they were fighting over a stick. And I was like, oh, it's LeBron and Westbrook, because they're going to have to figure out, like you said, there's just the one ball. Let's hear what our guy Kendrick Perkins had to say about the Lakers' moves yesterday on the jump.
What Rob Pelinka did yesterday, all he did, Rachel, was set the temperature. He set the temperature by going sign Trevor Ariza, Kent Bazemore, Wayne Ellington, and all of those guys. And now all of a sudden he had the cake ready to bake, and he went put it in the oven by sealing the deal and going to get Carmelo Anthony. The mission is complete, along with Dwight Howard. Book it. The Lakers are on their track, back on track.
All right, so
back
he's
on
in.
track. You gotta love Kendrick. Listen, prisoner of the moment. I listen. You gotta love his enthusiasm and love his energy. But come on, man. Like, he turned the temperature up because old people need warm weather. They can't regulate their body type. They become cold-blooded animals at some point. Like, come on, man. Come on, Kendrick.
That's why they all moved down to Florida, right, Mike?
Exactly.
Yeah, one of the coasts. The thing we have in Florida, Jen, is we don't have taxes. Those guys are going out to L.A., and a little bit different cost of living. But I will say this, I wonder if LeBron James is feeling his basketball mortality. He's really close to the end, and I just wonder how much he's going to play early in the season as well, because let's face
Short
it.
season again.
Yeah. He wasn't the same guy either. So it's going to be interesting to see now that they have all these other parts, how is it all going to fit as the year goes on.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.